Ready? Os. Welcome everybody, I'm Tom Callahan, Sensei Andy visiting from Orlando, Florida. If you're in Orlando, he's your guy. Hit me up and I'll give you his information. Anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about street fighting. I grew up in Boston. I had a lot of street fights when I was growing up. I started training in karate, in Uechi-ryu karate in 1972. And had some breaks along the way, but had a lot of fights. So there's only a few things that really happen in a street fight. We make it more complicated than it needs to be. And I'm not talking about squaring up in the parking lot in a boxing match. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what really happens. People are usually drunk or high or on some kind of drug to attack you. Otherwise, why would they do it, right? So usually they're going to lunge at you with a fist, or they're going to try to tackle you or choke you. Not a lot of other stuff. You have to be able to defend against these three primary things. And where to strike. So you don't want to end up in a boxing match. This isn't a tournament where you have a 2-minute round or a 3-minute round, and then you sit and you relax and you come out and there's rules. There's no rules. We all know that. There's no rules in the street. So the soft tissue targets are incredibly important to strike. So on Andy, on the soft tissue targets I'm referring to, let's start from the bottom up. You're talking about the knee. You want to put the body in a position where it's unnatural. So obviously my knee doesn't bend backwards. So you would want to bend that knee backwards, which we'll get into in a moment. Then of course you have the groin. You know, everyone knows that. I don't recommend kicking the groin unless you're really practice your kicks, because if I was fighting Andy and I went to kick him in the groin, he moves, and I kick him, I miss him here, I break my toe, you know, I got shoes on, of course, but I hurt my foot, or I miss him, or I just hit him a little bit, he's moving. So that's going to piss him off even more, right? So I know how to kick, so I can get him, even if he's moving, but most people don't. So you want to stay, the groin is really for a knee, in my opinion. And I'll get to the knee to the groin, foot to the knee here, which we're going to get to in a second. And I can hit him all day long here. It's not going to hurt him. If he's moving his head and I'm swinging at him, I'm going to break my hand on his head. So stay away from the head with your fist. Now, that said, where are the soft tissue targets here? I've got his throat. I don't know if anyone's been hit in the Adam's apple. Unbelievably painful. He will be choking. He will be gagging, or she. The nose, of course, hit someone on the nose, they're going to water the eyes. You only need a split second to either articulate and execute another technique or get out of there, hopefully get out of there, right? And if you hit someone with the shote, your palm hand, to the nose, they're not going to just keep fighting. They're going to go like this, even if it's for a second or two, and that's all you need. Also, you've got your fingers, and one of the reasons I like to fight with my fingers open in my hands, because I got the eyes here. This is extremely dangerous, and if he's fighting, I just got to poke him in the eye. He's not going to fight if he's poked in the eye, believe me. So we've got that. We've got the ears. If I just wanted to, over here, I slap his ear, pop. That's going to throw his equilibrium off because he's got the inner, we all have the inner ear, right? Balance. So we've got the ear, we've got the nose, we've got the eyes, we've got the knee and the groin. I mean, yes, you can hit someone in the jaw, in the button, and hopefully knock them out. I've seen it happen, of course, we probably all have, but it's risky. Sorry. It's risky because a fight, people are moving, and to be able to hit that perfectly is it's tenuous at best. Now, if you're to stand, and one of the reasons I never want to argue with anybody standing here, because if my hands are down and I'm here, that guy can come up and hit me, boom, and I'm too slow to react. That's why I'm always standing at a distance or offline, and usually to the weak side. That's another conversation. But again, let's stay with the soft tissue targets. So if he does seem to grab me, there's only a few ways he's going to come at me. If the guy does seem to grab me, and I'm in a grappling situation, I promise you, is not thinking about his legs. He's thinking about choking me, picking me up and throwing me on the ground, or knocking me off balance, pushing my weight this way. I'm on my heels. But if I can just somehow be grappling with him. There's his knee. He's not thinking about his face, his legs. We're fighting. I'm going to push his leg this way, to the side or straight back. Boom. So in karate, we're kicking mawashigetis this way. We're kicking this way, okay? In the street, I don't recommend it. I recommend this way, this way. Now, if I kicked him on the knee this way, that would be effective, but he can see that coming as well. He's moving around. I might miss. I might kick him here, which wouldn't really bother him. It's got to be this way, especially if we're in close. He can't see my leg. So if we're in close here and we're fighting, he can't see my legs. I just lift it. There it goes. I think this is a really, really effective thing I teach to all my students, especially ones that are just learning to fight. So the groin, same thing. So if we're grappling here, I can't kick his groin. I'm just going to come up with the knee. He teaches a women's self-defense, obviously, all the time. Especially even if he's got my arms like this, I'm grabbing the whole arm. I can't move, but look, here's the groin right there. Before he can pick me up and throw me on my back. So most people that are attacking in the street, they're not thinking about their legs. They're typically thinking about knocking your head off with a punch or grabbing you, picking you up and slamming you down. All you need is the knee to the groin, foot to the knee, or again, if we're getting in close like this, if I have a hand open, here's his throat, right there. I can here, you've got to be throwing something, but you've got to be aiming for the throat, the eyes, the ear. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. So hopefully you don't let that person that close to you. You got to keep the distance. So yeah, if he's going to come in, you think you can kick to the groin, don't bet on it. Don't bet on it. He's either going to throw the roundhouse punch, when we talked about that in the other video with the blocks and striking, or if he's going to come in even fingers to the eyes. Instead of holding the guy back here, he's coming in just to the eyes. A lot of people do this. Not a terrible thing, but why? Why do it? I would just do it. I would do it here, even with I just here, or the eyes. Don't let it escalate. End it as quickly as you can. Throat, eyes, knees. People try to sweep. Don't worry about it. A street fight is happening very quickly, and there's only a few techniques you really should know to avoid either avoid a continuation of the fight or to end it quickly. So we can go into this deeper in another video, but that's kind of the essence of it with the soft tissue targets for now. Okay,